I know there are good aliens out there that could really add to our society.
I will never let aliens live in my city. Everybody knows I can't stand the sight of those damn dirty, disgusting, nasty, slime-covered, 14 floppy titty having filthy little aliens. Ooh, yeah!
Yeah, and that part wasn't even edited out. Today we're going to be reviewing a show called Farzar, but for some reason, under my documents, I have it saved as Zarzax. That is because I do not like this show at all. I give little to no care to what I want to say about the show. I'm just going to talk about the most disgusting, unprejudiced shit that I've seen on this show. Like, this is... Wait, unprejudiced or prejudice? No, I would say, I would just say this is just the weirdest, disgusting show I've watched so far, created by Roger Black. Where do I begin? Okay, so if we have to talk about the show, right? We're talking about a whole nother Paradise PD, Brickleberry, same universe ass show that tries to connect all, like they're trying to intertwine and connect the universes in some type of way. And they have been using the same fucking characters for like the beginning of Brickleberry to Paradise PD, then to now Farzar. And if we start off with the show talks about some type of ruling emperor guy. I forgot his name, but basically he's a jackass. He thinks the whole entire world should give him a medal for basically saving his planet. Well, actually no, he invaded the planet, took over it, then started off a city where he could create a dome in that planet and make the aliens live off the land or somewhere like under a fucking crater or some shit, and they have to like basically live like immigrants. So there's like a whole type of Family Guy thing going on, and if anything, I think Roger Black is teaching Seth MacFarlane how to run a shitty adult show, if anything. And that's just my synopsis of the show. They don't really go into what the fuck the show is trying to be about, what's so important about it. There's nothing important to talk about this show. There's just zero to no interest in this show. It's just watching how whack and how quick you could just throw up watching one disgusting scene after the other. So the main character, Renzo, right? He's like the son of this black guy who's a fucking emperor of his little dome that he created, like this dome city, the city dome or whatever the fuck you want to call it, Dimmadome. He is the leader of it, and he makes the aliens suffer by domesticating everything, all the resources from the planet being given to him, and letting the aliens just rot in the fucking caves and shit. And the ruler who's trying to fight back and take back the planet is some type of gay warlord, okay? And I have nothing against gays. I'm just saying that's what it is. They are trying to bring back their society somehow, but he fails in the worst ways possible, all right? I'm talking about the alien ruler warlord. I'm just gonna call him an alien gay lord warlord or whatever the fuck he is, because this guy, all right, and I already put in the spoilers here, all right? The spoiler warning, you already been warned. This guy ended up fucking the emperor guy, okay? This show isn't anything different from Paradise PD or Brickleberry, because they all have the same fuck shit going on. They still have the same stupid fucking characters that I despise. Okay, I'm not gonna be wholesome about this shit. This is just me being a human being towards a show that's completely fictional. It's just that when you make shows like this, it's supposed to be funny, but that's the thing. It wasn't funny. It was just stupid. It just didn't make me laugh once. It just made me like open my mouth and with like this big surprising look on my face, being like, wow, they actually animated that shit. Like they actually paid somebody to animate this disgusting scene. And and I know what you're trying to say. Oh, what the fuck are you talking about here? there's a lot of nasty things that goes on in this show. There were just so many projects, so many experiments that Roger Black wanted to put into the show that it just became that fucking awful. And thanks to the point that this fucking show is that fucking bad, little to no YouTubers paid attention to this show, and I could figure out why. It's just that disgusting. All right, everybody, this guy, his name is Renzo. Renzo is the son of the Zeus-looking guy. I don't remember his name, but he's basically the emperor that, you know, conquers the fucking planet that was used to be domesticated by aliens that are trying to fight back for it. This guy here, Renzo, he is just like what was that other guy's name? You know the one ranger who's so incompetent. He's dumb to look at. I don't remember his name. Was it Woody? Yeah, he's Woody. And then we have is that his name? I don't fucking know. So we have that the incompetent bastard. I'm gonna just put their images right there. We got him, and then we got the other incompetent bastard that's on Paradise PD. You know, I'm not even gonna call him a bastard because his dad is in there. The main character's dad in Paradise PD. They're the same person. They're all intertwined. They're all the same motherfuckers. All right, these guys are terrible. But here's the thing. It's actually crazy how one could bad each other. Like they could actually outdo each other's personalities and egos. They could actually be as terrible. Like this is just, I don't have any much to say about this guy, is that he's just spoiled and he makes my ass itch because he's that fucking dumb and I hate him with all passion and fiber inside of my body. He's just that bad. He's that bad of a character. I don't like him. Nothing he does is interesting. I just wanted him to just go away. This is the first time I've ever said this in any other cartoon show. I thought Superhero Sidekick School, whatever, you know, that fucking cartoon show I talked about in that one video where I talk about the top 10 bad cartoon shows. This shit, this is in a whole new other level of shit I can't even fucking stand. But it's in a cartoon adult level. Like, it's crazy.
Cool cat? Well, I'm Daddy O'Baggin. Ha-poo-ba-poo-ba-pee-pee-ba-poo. I have a birthmark on my ass in the shape of a treasure map. Put-it-up-at-squaw!
Okay, so in that scene right there, you're looking at the yellow guy who's the alien warlord who's trying to take back the planet that was taken over by the Zeus-looking guy, the Tsar. Okay, this show alone is just I don't even know. All right, I just watched it because of boredom, but the thing is, it didn't keep me that entertained. What caught me entertained was the scenes, the scenes where they go crazy, they go ape shit, they just go killing things left and right, like in this scene right here. Well, actually, no, this isn't them killing anything. It's just that they just kept showing all this weird gory shit, and it just becomes this weird element that Family Guy later uses on later on in the years of their animation. You know, like Family Guy, that show. I feel like the creators somewhat took from Brickleberry the crazy, dumb, crazy shit that goes on in that universe from Brickleberry. The Family Guy creators, they just put it on this show. It's wild.
Darn son of a bitch, and stop sending them scary ground ghosts to chase me around. I'll show him for you, Flobby. I'm gonna beat him at this staring contest.
Oh, come on, you can't be serious.
So yeah, I think this show has this weird theme constantly from Roger Black to consistently become the most extreme adult animated show out there when it comes to sex, when it comes to violence, drinking, all that bullshit. This show just does it the best, and Paradise PD does it as well, and Brickleberry, if we're going to talk about previous series that Roger Black was responsible for making. Now, this might look like I'm incriminating him for creating these animation shows. I'm not. This was just part of his creation. and a lot of people love this type of creation. All right, and even I don't look like the type of guy who'd be a fan of this. I would just say I'm just entertained, and that's it. I'm entertained by the crazy shit that happens in the show, but at the same time, I don't fucking like any of the characters. There's no value to them. There's nothing great about them. There's nothing amazing about them. There's nothing you could just say, hey, I think this cartoon character represents me in the biggest way possible. If anything, it probably represents the most disgusting portion of you. I'm hoping that nobody actually has something relatable to these characters, because if you do, then there's probably something wrong with you. Okay, so we talk about Renzo. Okay, so obviously you guys already saw the sisters that are twins, and they're jointed. They were born that way, but they have like 2 different personalities, blah blah blah. They have different clothes for some reason. They're half and half. Those 2 share a body, and the one that looks like a teacher, right, dates Renzo for some reason. You know, for some reason she's attracted to Renzo. I don't know. Then we got the robot guy with the fucking well, he's not a robot, but technically he was supposed to be a robot because he kept losing every single body part he had. That's basically Denzel from Brickleberry. When he was put into this show, he just looked like Denzel full on through, especially when he got back to being a human at some point in the show. And yeah, I just don't know. It wasn't really that funny to me when he, like, you know, tried to have sex. He was just a really, I don't know, uninteresting character. Everything that these characters would say or do or talk about their backstories, I would find it somewhat interesting, but at the same time not interesting at all. That's like, it was like a really weird spectacle, but but the spectrum just relies on that. I could literally just give it a little good balance of somewhat interesting to not interesting at all, because I just see them as the same fucking characters from the same different series. For some reason, I don't know why Paradise PD doesn't end up like with its finale first, and then after that go to making Farzar, because I wanted to know what happened in Paradise PD. See, the thing is, Paradise PD was at least somewhat interesting. I'll talk about that later, but I'm just gonna finish up Farzar in this portion of the video, and then after that we'll just get into which show that I hate the most, and then, you know, what I find most appealing at some point. So let me talk about this. All right, so there was one episode, right, and this was the most disgusting, the most sinister show. I mean, well, sinister episode that I found in this show, right? So there was this one episode where the queen of the Farzar area, I don't know, the fucking kingdom, right? The queen of that kingdom, who's like 90, probably 100 years old at this point, who had to marry the guy, the king guy, the black guy that I showed you, all right, the Zeus looking ass dude. They had to marry in order to, you know, on some Game of Thrones type shit, and it's full on Game of Thrones type shit, right? And it would be mostly, you know, House of Dragons type Game of Thrones shit, because, you know, the Targaryens being an incest. Basically, it was like almost like that, but the thing is, this one was a little bit more normal, because they were both not related. You know, the black king and the queen, the old queen. I had to call them that because I don't give a fuck about their names, and I really didn't want to get into researching about their names. They don't have, it just doesn't have any meaning to me. I just want to talk about how crazy the show is. So the queen and her family, right, who are distance away, probably planets away, being rulers of a different fucking planet, right? We got them visiting Farzar or whatever the fuck. They visit the Tsar, the black king guy, right? And the queen, who, you know, that's her family. They come in to visit. Those guys had a long line of doing incest ancestry shit, and it's bizarre. It's fucking disgusting. Like, holy shit. Like, we're talking about them doing sexual shit inside the kingdom just to continue on the incest, and also the cousin that wanted to bone the queen, that has like the recessive genes, the incapability of moving around. He just looks like Pinocchio. Oh my god! Like I can't even find the picture for this motherfucker, but it was that gross. I don't know which episode it was, but goddamn, the incest theme did not go away from this episode. I was almost so disgusted to the point that I wanted to gag and throw the fuck up. That episode alone was fucking disgusting. I don't know why I watched it. All I knew that this show was just bizarre to me. It was Farzar. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I said that. Yeah. What you gonna do about it? And this episode just goes down as one of the worst fucking episodes in the show because they had this one final scene. Right, it was one of the final scenes where Renzo was literally carrying a jar of his own fucking jizz, and with his jizz, he was running around with it throughout the entire castle. But when he was like surrounded by the family, the incest family, they were fighting for his jizz, his jar of fucking jizz. This part alone almost made me fucking want to gag, and it was just, I just had to mention it. That's how bad this fucking show is. And if we have anything else to add to this crazy ass show, there was also this one part where there's this one episode where the alien that's supposed to represent, well, who's supposed to begin doing chaos or some bullshit, who's supposed to be the pet, who's supposed to be like fucking Bullet from Paradise PD. He was supposed to, well, basically continue creating chaos throughout the entire show. And he does, but it was a little bit of chaos here and there. But it still happened. It still happened. There was this other character that liked to destroy planets or eat planets. And even though she could, like, literally spawn down into a human with the fucking professor guy. Again, there was a professor guy, and she's in the hands of that guy, this woman right here, this gigantic woman. He was supposed to be in love with this gigantic woman who likes to eat planets. And when she became like a human-sized woman, she stopped, well, shit, I don't think she stopped craving for planets. She just kept going at it. And when she turned back into like a normal, no, not back to a normal size, but when she was now a normal sized woman, she basically broke up with that guy and moved on to other better things. Like, she could do way better than that guy, and I don't, I don't blame her. Every fucking character here is fucking crazy, but for some reason, this girl who looks like Ariana Grande, Fortnite skin, she, I guess she's in a step in the right direction by not dating one of these characters in Renzo's crew. And yeah, and then there was this final battle between the humans, the kingdom, and the aliens that tried to take back the fucking planet. But I don't know what exactly happened. Everything was just stupid. Like, for some reason, the sister, right, the teacher looking, the twins, the jointed twins sisters, they were going against the kingdom, or they were trying to kill the aliens or whatever, and then Renzo was trying to protect the aliens at some point. There was just all this dumb bullshit retarded reasons that Renzo wanted to protect the aliens from the king trying to annihilate all of them for some reason, because for some reason the warlord, who was highly incompetent, was trying to wage war against him, and they were fucking losing. And the assistant of the warlord died at some point in a certain episode in the past, but he came back to life right at the very end of the series, at the finale. He surprised him, and then he shot him in the face. Like, it was just damning to me to see all this happen, because for some reason the death of that assistant, right, who had more common sense than the warlord, he was supposed to, like, I actually had some sympathy for him a little bit, but now that he got brought back up again in the series, you know, later on in the, well, not in the series, I wouldn't say series, but like later on in the show, he just got killed again. So that's crazy. If there's anything else to add into the show, is that it was really, really boring. Nothing was surprising to me. Everything what these characters were going through, the killings, the bullshit, it was basically Family Guy. But the thing is, Brickleberry, is its own unique form. I think Family Guy copied off of Brickleberry because of how extreme this adult show is, and that was the end result of it. Brickleberry being the predecessor, of Family Guy, but they had their own take. They had their little spin on it. They made it a little bit more graphic. There's a lot of shows that are graphic, just like Brickleberry, such as Mr. Pickles. But let's just pay attention to Roger Black's creation, because there's more than one of his creations, and I've watched all of them, sadly enough. So yeah, that was something. Definitely something. And now down to the final portion of the video. I guess there's all 3 series of Paradise PD. Hopefully it's coming to a very end. I will also watch, as much as I hate Roger Black's creation. Well, I would say hate because I just don't like the characters. I just don't like the shows. But however, there's no such thing as it not being entertaining, because at the end of the day, it's entertaining. The problem is, what I have with all 3 of these shows is that the fact that the characters are just there. They're just like little experiments, right? It's like it's the same thing with like a scientist putting a lab rat in a cage and then injecting that rat with a bunch of like supplements, right? Like anything, like any type of controlled supplement. It could be anything. It's an experiment, right? That's what I think every single one of these shows are like. They're like a fucking experiment, but you're trying to see how crazy that experiment could end up in resulting. Like, is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Is it going to be terrible? Turns out it just became just utterly terrible. And there's just this point where I would be saying this show, right, this Farzar show is just the worst out of the worst. All right, I'm going to be ranking these shows as of where the morality, sets in, and where the where the violence just becomes entertaining, and the sex that happens along with it, and the abuse of bullshit that happens in each and every one of these shows that just represents a cataclysmic fucking nightmare of an adult animation show as it is right now. I have to at least rank which one is better than the other, because I could actually do that. After watching every fucking season of every fucking episode of every fucking series that was produced, I could actually rank these shows one by one. Okay, so let's start off with Brickleberry. Well, see, the thing is, Brickleberry is I will put it in the middle, right? Between Paradise PD and Farzar. So, Paradise PD, I feel like it had more sense of morality and had a story behind it, right? The son, Kevin, who was the officer, right? He was supposed to, like, he has a mission, he has a job, right? He was supposed to protect the city, and he's somewhat still doing it. He's somewhat doing his job, and it's not that bad, right? It's not that bad from what he's doing. Kevin he has a mission, right? And it's still, still into play. He's trying to, like, help his dad out in any way possible. He's still trying to somewhat become a good guy out of this, and I can respect that, all right? There are some characters that are still trying to do the same thing, even though they're pretty much disgusting fucking people, even though it's, all fictional at the end of the day, but still, Family Guy was once a good show about morality, but I guess Paradise PD had somewhat of that aspect, so I could respect Paradise PD for having that. Now, the second show that I would rank below it would be Brickleberry. Brickleberry doesn't have a morality. There's nothing to gain from this. It's just entertaining. That's it. Every fucking episode would be somewhat entertaining, and then you would just somewhat laugh. I mean, I did laugh more at Brickleberry than I did with Farzar. So that's why I put Farzar at the bottom. But with Brickleberry, there was just like Malloy. You know, I think it's because of Tosh.0. It has to be. Daniel Tosh, the host of Tosh.0, that guy, he for some reason saved the show. I think that's what happened. I think that's what made the show so interesting. It's because Tosh.0 is like, you know, it's at the same level of Brickleberry. They want to do graphic stuff. They want to do like crazy shit too. So I guess it's at the same level because Tosh.0 has a show and Brickleberry, putting them side by side, it's funny. I think Tosh.0 did actually, you know, carry the show at some point. So I liked that. So yeah, that's what probably put Brickleberry in the middle because they don't have morality. They don't have a consistent story unless they had to put a story in between, you know, like they just have to like carry on to the series, to the end of the series. But at the end, at the very fucking end, nothing happened. I think they just annihilated all the characters or they brought them back to life. I don't know. It's Roger Black's fucking world. I don't have any control over it. All right, fuck that. And of course, I would put Farzar at the very, very bottom. If there was ever a tier list of Roger Black's creation, I would put Farzar at the very bottom because there was not one scene that made me laugh in this fucking show. Not one episode that's just it didn't mark me. It didn't like gave me that expression like, oh, this is actually entertaining to watch. There was not. I had a side chuckle. That was about it. Farzar was probably the least favorite show out of all of them, and they had my favorite voice actor in there who did Shake from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and his name was Dana Snyder. I don't know if it was Dana Snyder, I don't know, but he was also Granny Kyler on Squidbillies as well, so he's well known in the adult animation aspect area. He is very, very popular, very iconic voice. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like paid as a motherfucker because this guy's voice is really entertaining to listen to. He voiced the Warlord in Farzar, and I gotta say, he did carry the show. I'm not gonna lie. His voice, his recurring voice, and I think he voiced other characters as well. It was funny. It was funny to watch. He's just really good at what he does, and I appreciate him for that. I think I could appreciate Roger Black for actually adding him in the show. I just wish that he was in other shows such as Paradise PD or Brickleberry. I might be wrong, but again, he's really fucking cool. Like, I really like this voice actor alone, and I wish I heard more of him in Paradise PD and Brickleberry. Maybe I could like give Brickleberry like a slight, like maybe I would have bumped it up. I would put Paradise PD and Brickleberry at the same rank tier list, but that wouldn't happen at all. So if I had to conclude this, Roger Black, he's a good creator. All right, I'm not saying that he deserves to win an Oscar or anything like that, or an Emmy, but it's entertaining, right? The show itself, you know, adult animation, when it comes down to like, you know, watching shit that's kind of relatable and people like enjoying dirty jokes and here and there, and I guess somewhat enjoying the universe that's being displayed in front of them, how they indulge into that fucking environment, like, right, that's being displayed right in front of them, that's not actually happening in real life, hopefully. It's entertaining to watch. Although it's destructive behavior of the show is like really, really far-fetched. It's like something that not is normal to our society. Like, you'd see exploding cars, people having sex on top of a fucking roof or some shit like that. That's what you would find in a Roger Black animation show. And if you like that type of comedy, if you like that type of show, then you would watch Paradise PD, Brickleberry. Go watch those shows if you like that type of shit. But if you like something that's a little bit more normal, look at Fox, the animation shows. They all have something normal, at least. This show entirely is really different. I like how they go extreme. All right, I think Dana Snyder liked being part of this type of project because It's something that he's well known for, was voicing characters that are completely fucking crazy. He has a talent for that. He enjoys doing that. He likes to have fun voice acting these type of characters. Even though those characters suck ass at being normal, he likes characters that have a certain variety of being like interesting, entertaining at the end of the day. And that's what Roger Black's creation is. It's entertaining. It's not good. It's not morality based. It's not like something that people would say, oh yeah, this is just like Rick and Morty. Fuck that. It's at least entertaining. And that's it. It carries that key component. The show is just entertaining. It's not funny to watch. It could be chuckling, right? It could be disgusting at some points. But can we say it's good if it's morally, like if it doesn't have like something that you can get out of the characters, like say, hey, this is my favorite character because he's really like, he knows what he's doing and he has like a better, like he has a head over his shoulders. No, there's nothing like that. So this show alone, like Farzar, I think it would be the least favorable show out there when it comes to his creation compared to Paradise PD and Brickleberry. Paradise PD, I still put it up there because they had a good story going on. It was consistent, and I like it. So hopefully we see more of that. And I know this video was like fucking long, but I had to just explain every detail of a certain bad episode of Farzar, and I think I got it. I think I got to the point. If there's anything about it, I would just say this. Yeah, if you want to be entertained, I would definitely watch these 3 shows. If you want to watch something else normal, yeah, again, Fox animation shows, they are as plain as they come. But I would say there's a spectrum between each and every show. So yeah, that's about it. I guess I'll see you guys later.